In many organizations, you are the prime recipient of an award, but you might sub out some of the work, outsource that if you will, to other organizations. Or you might be a foundation where you do provide grants to other organizations on a regular basis. So we provide a full life cycle of being able to track all of these sub-awards. You can fund opportunities and publish those. You can receive applications for those grants, and then you can rank those particular grants. And then finally, you can maintain each sub-award, and within that, all of the disbursements and expenses that they have generated against your particular sub-award. So let's take a look at a funding opportunity. Again, we can set this up with a particular set of dates as far as when we're going to release the funds for this opportunity and when we expect all of the work to be completed. We can identify dates for when proposals will be submitted and have descriptions for those detailed postings that could go out on your website. We can track the related subawards that have been granted or awarded to other organizations. In this case, the American Hospital Supply would be a grantee, and that is actually set up again as a vendor within NetSuite. We can track letters of inquiry or applications for each of these grants. And within that, we can then rank these. So you can set up a variety of different ranking criteria for each of your applications and weight them and then give them a particular score using kind of a standard Likert type of process. And from there, you can get a ranking summary. And then this information can then be used to share with other team members to identify who are going to be your best grantees for this particular grant. Once you've created the sub-award and have completed the award process, you can then track that very similar to what we've done for inbound grants. And so you can see on this particular page, it looks very similar to our grant process that we looked at previously here with the Wounded Warrior Research Grant. So in this example, this is the lab research for neurological disorders that is related back to the funding opportunity and our Wounded Warrior Research Grant, which is shown here. Again, we can track related terms and conditions required for these subawards, identify a projected budget that would be provided, and this could be set up again on different dates. So maybe we're going to give $25,000 per quarter to the organization or whatever time frame that you need to refer to it. And then you can identify milestones. These would be reports that the grantee would be responsible for providing to your organization. And you can also specify closeout conditions when the grant has been completed and what terms have been completed by the grantee. Of course, throughout the life cycle of the grant, we may be receiving a variety of transactions. So we can track vendor bills within the system that have been generated for this particular grantee when payments have been made, and then also be able to track grantee-related expenses. The grantee expenses can be thought of as like an expense report that is submitted to your organization from the grantee. We track this in a non-posting transaction so that it will not impact your financials directly, but you can keep track of all the related expenses that the grantee has charged to this particular subaward. And since this is a standard transaction within NetSuite, we can generate reports from that using the report writer that NetSuite provides. Thank you for listening to PyanGo Grants Management.